is November 14th, and it's chilly outside today. It's partly cloudy, partly sunny, and I woke up today saying, oh my gosh, I gotta plant my bulbs. If I don't plant at least the daffodils, I'm going to be really mad at myself. But then I've been mad at myself before. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Excuse me while I adjust you. My hair, I look a little bit like Einstein, I know, but I didn't want to wet my hair today. It's chilly. So, I have to go to Michael's again today because I started working on the Advent and realized that the spring rings that I'm using are not going to work because they don't open quite big enough. And I didn't get enough of them because they fooled me and they said 36 pieces, but they meant the spring ring and the little round ring too. So it was only 18 spring rings. But I'm going to get lobster claws because the charms from the Advent that I opened, these are little charms from the Advent I opened. I had bought that Advent last year, and so I'm taking it apart and splitting it between the two girls. It has lobster claw clasps, and I think that will work better. I realized one of the reasons I didn't like that Advent last year was because on the outside of the box, on not something that you can't remove, it showed every single thing that was going to be in that Advent. Why would you do that? Make it a sleeve that you can take off if you're going to give it as a gift. I mean, no 7-year-old is buying her own Advent. Anyway, I think that's what annoyed me last year. So I was planning on making the bracelets for the girls out of the chain that I had. And then when I opened the Advent, this is what the bracelet looked like. And it's on elastic, and it's basically a chain with elastic run through it. And so it goes like that. So I took my chain, and I got elastic, and I ran through it. Now, my chain, first of all, my elastic is black. You know what, Pearl? I'm going to Michael's. I'm going to get white chain. I mean, white elastic. Because the other thing is, my chain is silver-filled chain, and it's tarnished. And I've been kicking myself for not cleaning it before I made it into this bracelet. But I think my elastic is thicker. It's black. I'm going to buy white elastic. I wonder if you can get elastic anymore. When the COVID started and people started making masks, you couldn't get elastic. So I think that's what I'll do. But this is the one I made, and this is the one that came in the set. So I put Isabel's eyes. The charms that I got, there were 2 charms. There was the letter by itself, and that's an I, so it was hard to recognize, and there's the I. Once I saw this S, I realized what I had. So there's the S charm for Sammy, and then an S. Cute, right? So that's what I'll do. I'll remake this. I'll take it apart. I'll clean it, because it's so tarnished. I'll put it back together with white. You guys are such a big help. So that's what I'll do, since I'm going to Michael's anyway, because I need lobster claws. And I got a sticker book to decorate the envelopes. And I noticed in that sticker book, it has all the numbers. And so I'm going to get another one. So the numbers will be in sticker form. So I'm going to get a sticker book, lobster claws, white elastic. And these I thought these were really cute. I thought it was a cute idea. So I'll fix the one I made up, and it'll be good. And I found some beads that I'm going to turn in. Can you see those? There you go. Turn into charms. I found a bunch more. I don't know. I don't know how many I'll make out of beads. But anyway, so I got started with that. And have a plan. There. I'm sorry. And then, since I felt like I got a little stopped by the lack of lobster claws and the running around I did trying to find my kit. I have a kit that I make, use when I'm making stitch markers. I couldn't find it. And I thought it might have lobster claws in it, but it didn't, so, because I did find it eventually. So the other thing that I did was I bought a cone, a green cone. You can see it's green under there. And I wrapped it, and I put a top on it, and I wrapped it in plastic. If you've seen Christy's video about how to make the trees, you know where I'm going with this. And I made a tree. My first attempt was an abject failure. I don't pay attention and listen to directions, and so I got ribbon, but the ribbon was polyester. It was too thick, and it did not work. It went into the garbage. But, so I found this twine, this red and white twine, and didn't it turn out cute? Now you can see the difference in color, because the glue that you use, wood glue, turns it a little bit yellowy. But that worked good. And I have an idea. Last night before I went to bed, it was still tacky. I think my next one, I'm going to roll in shiny seed beads and make it all glittery when it's at that tacky stage. See how that works. Why not? I will check my seed bead stash and see if I've got colors I want to use. Otherwise, I'm going to Michael's. And my motifs for Christmas, my two things that I collect for Christmas are Santas and trees. So I'm really tickled with my tree. This is from a tutorial that Christy had in her FlossTube channel. And I have a link to her channel below, and you can find it. I think it was like the last Tuesday. Well, not a Tuesday. She doesn't do Tuesdays anymore. Not this Friday, past Friday, the Friday before last. But anyway, I was able to do it. So this is my first real try, because that other try was not a try, because that was just ridiculously poorly done. Anyway, so I'm going to be making trees, all different kinds of trees. I will actually have an eye out at Michael's for more tree making materials too. Because the other thing I grabbed to do it with was some wool of the Andes, which seems like yummy overkill. But I don't know, I've got so much yarn. So I was thinking of doing some. Probably do it. I mean, I have wool of the Andes. I don't remember why I have wool of the Andes. This is nitpicks. And I've never used wool of the Andes, to be perfectly honest. So I think I might just use the wool of the Andes. I guess you use wool of the Andes for like colorwork sweaters and things like that, which I don't do. So anyway, so I felt a little productive yesterday. We took our long walk, and that worked out great. I felt like I exercised. And I worked on my blanket. I did not work on my sweater. And I made Florentine cookies. I've been rewatching the Great British Bake Off, or baking show. They talk about Bake Off. I think did they rename it for the United States to the Great British Baking Show? Or is that a different show? I'm not sure. But Paul Hollywood apparently is on both of them. So I've been rewatching, and then I was rewatching last season, their COVID season, and they're in their biscuits episode, which is cookies in America. They're called. But I think biscuits is a broader term in the UK than cookies is in the United States, because I think biscuits include crackers, because they have sweet biscuits and savory biscuits. We don't have savory cookies. Those are crackers. Anyway, their challenge, their first challenge was to make Florentines. And Florentines is kind of a lacy, crispy cookie made with nuts and berries, not berries, fruit. And it's often got chocolate on the bottom. And I was thinking, those, don't look like they need flour. And I found a keto recipe for Florentines that doesn't take flour, and it doesn't take very long to make. So I made them, and they were good. Yeah. Mine were not crisp, although they weren't like refrigerator cold when we ate them. And they were a little crispy on the edges, so who knows? I put them in the refrigerator. So we'll see. But I made those yesterday too. There are quite a few recipes actually that they make that DeevaaS, which is a meringue with nuts in it. We can make that. We can make anything that doesn't have flour in it. Because we have fake sugar that works just like sugar. So, really, mostly it's just anything without flour. So anyway, that's what I did yesterday. And we walked, and it felt like exercise, and that was good. And we'll be doing the same thing today. And I'm going to Michael's, and I have got to plant some daffodil bulbs. I just have to. Well, I'm going to need my boots on to walk. It rained yesterday morning, and then it got really bright and beautiful in the afternoon for our walk. But I had to wear my waterproof hiking boots because everything was wet, and sometimes we have to get off the trail because we cross paths with people and we take the dogs off the trail and make them sit and do things like that. And so I will just put on my waterproof hiking boots. Well, actually I have gardening shoes. They're kind of sneakery things that I used to mow the lawn with. That's probably what I'll wear. But I could wear those to walk too. Anyway, and take Carol's advice and just plant 10 bulbs before walk. If I do that every day, I'll have, and I guess I don't have to, I have a ton of bulbs. I don't have to be so precise. I can just, dig some holes and put some bulbs and cross my fingers, I don't need to make a big production out of it. But I do need to do something. So I need to produce a little something or I'm going to be very sad. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. Michael's, bulbs, walk the dogs, and then whatever crafting thing strikes my fancy. This did not take very long to get going, but I just have the one form, and you have to kind of leave it on the form. Although I made the form out of watercolor paper. I don't know why it's so stuck. Oh, see, the cone doesn't go all the way to the top, But the watercolor paper is nice and sturdy. And, you know, you're not putting pressure on your cone. And I have saran wrap over it so it comes off easy. So I could just make myself a bunch of cones. Small cones, big cones. Just keep going with the sturdy watercolor paper. So I may just make a little production of some cones. So I can go into a little bit more of an assembly line situation with my trees. But I'm really happy with it. It turned out really cute. Now I need to put a little something on the top maybe. The top is a little skimpy. Hey, live and learn. It's my first real one. I'm not counting that other one. I get to decide if it counts or not. It doesn't count. So this would, you know, wood glue, but the trees are the last one in her video, but it's a video about what to do with her spools. She's been getting antique spools and she's been doing all kinds of stuff with them. The video is about what to do with your spools, but one of the things to do with your spools is make a tree and have the spool be the stem on the bottom. Now, I do not have any lovely spools that I want to use, and I like it sitting on the table just like that, but I do want a forest. I have no idea where I'm going to put my forest. Although it did occur to me to do a bunch of little ones and then do a garland of Christmas trees hanging from my mantle. What do you think? My mantle could be an entire forest. With all different trees, because I have all different kinds of trees, because I collect trees. Okay, anyway, now I'm starting to ramble. I will let you go and start your Sunday. Well, you already started your Sunday. I will start my Sunday. And I will talk to you tomorrow. I hope you are all well. I hope things are calm in your world and healthy. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.